The Epstein dam has officially broken. Of course, we have been seeing a steady stream of information about Donald Trump's disgusting and criminal relationship with Jeffrey Epstein over the past couple of months. But what yesterday's email dump represents, those 20,000 emails, are the beginning of the end for Trump. As more anecdotes come out about their past relationship, we see new information, new documents, new photos, and new reporting on Ghislaine Maxwell and the conditions she's enjoying in prison right now. We have talked extensively about this, but a new gift that Trump has given Maxwell has been brought to light. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into that gift and this new reporting about Ghislaine Maxwell, I want to start with what Jamie Raskin had to say about emails to come in this clip right here.
Give us an update as well about others who may have information and that could be prison mates of Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, give us an update on that and what the committee is thinking about how to talk to these people.
Well, the thing that really struck me so intensely yesterday was all of these emails saying things like, of course, Trump knew about the girls and tried to get Maxwell to stop. And we don't know if that means to stop stealing girls from Trump at his hotel and taking them into their operation, or stop being involved with Epstein. We don't know exactly what it means, but there's all kinds of emails that indicate that Donald Trump was perfectly situated to know what was going on and ensconced in that whole culture. After all, Epstein was his best friend for more than 10 years, although Epstein said very mocking, derisive things about Trump in some of these emails, saying that he was, borderline deranged and demented and, talked about how stupid he was and so on. But in any event, we know from these emails that that Trump was aware of everything going on, and the Department of Justice must have these same emails, and yet none of them were released by the Department of Justice in these huge tranches of material that were sent over, including completely irrelevant press releases from many years ago and all of this flotsam and jetsam stuff. But the point is that the Department of Justice has not released any of these emails that mention Trump's name and that identify his role in all these activities. Those came from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein instead. So this is a demonstration that the government is very deliberately withholding the information that everybody is actually looking for in anything that could be damaging to Trump.
I think that it is important we keep in mind that what this administration would like us to believe is that Epstein is the only person you need to worry about in the Epstein case. Of course, they'd like all of us to move on, but if we don't, they'd like us to think that this was a one-man operation, that there was no one else involved. And why is that the case? Why did Kash Patel say it was only Epstein? Well, because if we think it's only Epstein, then how are we going to get new information? Well, there's lots of new information to be found from all of his associates, including Ghislaine Maxwell, who Carolyn Levitt said this of yesterday, before we get into what Trump gave her.
Stephen, go ahead.
Well, if the president is considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell?
Again, he's answered this repeatedly. It's not something he's talking about or even thinking about at this moment in time. I can assure you of that.
So that wasn't a no. He hasn't talked to me about it. We're not necessarily thinking about it. Maybe he could, but a would, but a won't, but it's not an answer. And we know why it's not an answer, because Carolyn Levitt can't say no to that question. Donald Trump has done nothing for transparency in the Epstein files, as Carolyn Levitt would have you believe. The only thing that Donald Trump has really worked at this entire time is to make sure that Ghislaine Maxwell was comfortable, that she was in a nicer facility, that she was all taken care of by the guards. Donald Trump is looking out for Ghislaine Maxwell because, again, what is in the files might not be as damaging as what is not in the files, which is stories that Maxwell could share, other Epstein associates she could bring to light. It'd be incredibly damaging for Donald Trump, which is why a new gift that he gave her in prison was just reported. A physical object that Donald Trump has bestowed on his bestie, and it's fucking disgusting. Ghislaine Maxwell's bizarre toilet privilege in Club Fed revealed. Ghislaine Maxwell is allowed an unlimited supply of toilet paper as a special privilege not extended to other inmates at her Texas prison, according to a report. Maxwell, who is currently serving a 20-year sentence for helping the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein abuse and traffic children, simply requests more of the essential item at the federal prison camp Bryan whenever she needs it, sources told CNN. By contrast, other inmates are allotted just 2 rolls of toilet paper per week and must pay $2.55 from the prison commissary on their once-a-week shopping day to purchase additional rolls if they run out. You don't understand the value of toilet paper in prison. It is hoarded. It is hidden from staff, Sam Mangold, a prison consultant and former federal inmate, told CNN. Because if you think about it, you can go without shampoo for a day or two, but you can't go without toilet paper. The unlimited toilet paper supply is among several perks Maxwell has reportedly enjoyed since being transferred from a stricter federal facility in Tallahassee. The move itself was also considered an unprecedented preferential treatment for a convicted child sex offender, amid reports she is seeking a commutation of her sentence from President Trump. Maxwell was transferred to the lower security facility after she met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, Trump's former personal defense lawyer, for 2 days in July to discuss Epstein. Maxwell did not incriminate the president during those talks, but damning emails released Wednesday by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee suggest Trump was aware of Epstein and Maxwell's crimes. Of course Trump knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop, Epstein wrote in a January 2019 email to author Michael Wolff. Other privileges Maxwell has allegedly enjoyed during her sentence include occupying a 4-person cell entirely by herself at one point and having her meals and mail delivered directly to her cell. She was also been granted private use of the chaplain's office in her prison chapel to meet guests outside of regular visitation hours. She has almost the closest thing to a get-out-of-jail-free card on our dime. People who have been ranting and raving about how the government spends its money and making sure that people are fed, that they have health care, that they have housing. The people losing their minds don't give a damn that Ghislaine Maxwell is living large. That Ghislaine Maxwell in prison might have better toilet paper than some of the people whining about who gets food stamps. That those people whining about who gets food stamps might be using worse toilet paper than Ghislaine Maxwell, who got it from her buddy Donald Trump. Think about that. There are Republicans out there who are mad about who is getting food stamps when 4 to 5 households who are receiving SNAP benefits, children, elderly grandparents or parents, someone with a disability, are you telling those people that they need to work? Because people on SNAP are working, they're just not paid enough. But to be mad at someone receiving SNAP benefits when the billionaire president is giving his billionaire buddy better toilet paper than you in the prison facility that she was moved to for trying to help him win his PR battle, for you to be focused on who is allowed to eat rather than that is something I can't understand. I can't wrap my head around how conservatives aren't more upset about that. It's because they're brainwashed. It is baffling to me that they are so separated from reality. And the worst version of this was Megyn Kelly. This clip is going to disturb you, but you need to listen to all of it.
We have not seen some slew of young women come forward to say, me too, on Donald Trump molesting them or having paid for sex with them when they were barely legal or otherwise. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, in fact, at that same press conference, the lawyer for a group of the women actually said Jeffrey Epstein would prey upon women when they were underage, true and disgusting and horrible. And then the lawyer said, and when they came of age and he was no longer interested in them, he would then pass them on. So there was no pedophilia ring. There was a pedophile who did unspeakable things to vulnerable girls, and then they would age out of Jeffrey Epstein's pedophilic interests, at which point he would then start to pass them around to his friends, meaning that there were not actual crimes committed by anybody beyond. There's no pedophile ring. There's a pedophile and then a bunch of friends who were getting massages at that point from women who were no longer underage.
Is this the level of cope that we are at with this administration? Oh, Donald Trump was probably only sleeping with 15-year-olds. Barely legal. Almost legal. Almost legal? They're 15, you fucking psycho. How are we at the point of the Epstein files that Megyn Kelly is justifying or excusing the rape of minors because, oh, well, I thought they'd be younger. The girls that Donald Trump was like fawning over, that he was like making jokes with Epstein. Ah, fucking, that's your one, buddy. Well, I thought that they would be 12 and they were 15, so, I don't know. Is it that bad? Are you insane? How is this the point that we've gotten to? And for Megyn Kelly to be like, well, there aren't a slew of women coming out against Donald Trump. Yeah, there are. You asked him about it years ago. Have you forgotten? These people are crazy and they're detached from reality. Clearly they are. Oh my God. Oh my God. The president is a pedophile. Are you serious? What are the questions you're asking? What are the concerns that you have? That it is not that and that alone. I'm sorry that I'm freaking out, but I really, truly don't know any other proper response to this. And, you know, I saw someone say that we can't let yesterday be a Wednesday, and I agree. It can't be, oh, it was yesterday's news. This needs to be a nuclear day of news, something we do not move on from or forget. Those emails are so clear. The only thing that's not clear now is like, did Trump kill Epstein? There were a lot of questions asked of Carolyn Levitt. I need someone to just say, yeah, did Donald Trump kill Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. Maybe. Quite possibly at this point. It's not out of the realm of possibility for me. But Megyn Kelly's not asking that question. Megyn Kelly is asking the question of, well, is it really bad if they were 15? 15. And like to say, well, you know, if Donald Trump did take a girl from Jeffrey Epstein and she was 18, well, you know, it's not that bad. Oh, so the girls who were groomed by the pedophile, who were physically and sexually abused and then passed along to Donald Trump, he's all hands squeaky clean. I don't understand these people. I really don't. This is a sickness. This MAGA ideology, it is a sickness. And I'm sorry that we had a little bit of a crazy episode today, but this really pissed me off. And I just needed to let it out. Because what is wrong with these people? Sorry for the rant. I appreciate you watching. If you want to support our show and support our rants, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.